We left the golden halls to burn, the dying thrones, the bitter wars. We took the ships that don't return and sailed beyond the furthest stars. They said the black would swallow us, a silent grave, a lightless sea. But we were sick of being gods and only wanted to be free. So we bled our light into the dark. We wove the stone, we struck the spark. No temples built, no prayers to sing, just refugees beneath our wing. We poured our souls into the deep to give the wanderers a place to sleep. A hidden fold, a quiet land. We shaped the edges with our hands.
I do not want a crown of gold. I want the timber and the soil, to watch the canopy unfold, to find my peace in quiet toil. Some of us forge the twisting rim, some watch from towers made of glass. We let the ancient memories dim and let the mortal ages pass.
We thought the dark was just an empty room. We didn't know a seed could wake the tomb. What is this warmth? What is this grief? What is this blood upon the leaf? You bring your beating hearts to me. You woke the dark, you woke the sea. We gave it life into the dark. We wove the stone, we struck the spark. No temples built, no prayers to sing, just refugees beneath our wing. I hate the edges with our heads. We gave it life, and now I want to play.
Get the horses stabled, I'll get us a fire. Welcome to the Horses' Hide Darlings. Get a seat, the stew is hot.
Washing off the road, the water and the chill. 3 coins to the matron for the bellies we can fill. Malcolm rests his head, Macy takes a seat. Nothing like a nail and the fire on your feet. Nothing like a nail and the fire on your feet. I step up to the bar to grab another round and overhear a whisper of a bounty to be found. Dwarven armor hidden in the belly of the earth. Could buy a lot of quiet for a mercenary's worth. Could buy a lot of quiet for a mercenary's worth. I turn around and bump a shadow standing by the flame. A tall and stoic woman, but I do not know her name. Oh, the horses hide is safe tonight, drowning out the storm in the lantern light. Pour the ale and let the embers glow, resting up the bones from the muddy road below. The woman leaves the fire, she's walking past the bar, heading for the center where the mercenaries are. They're rowdy and they're boastful, drinking up their pay, but sitting right beside them is an elf from far away. The rarest sight to see, a prince without a crown, with half the tavern staring as they try to drink it down. Try to drink it down. The candles burn to wax, the tavern goes to sleep, but the whispers of the bounty are a promise I can keep. Laying in the dark, staring at the wood, remembering a cavern where the ancient signpost stood. Remembering a cavern where the ancient signpost stood. Dwarven runes in the mud by the side of the road.
Macy, Malcolm, wake up! I know where the armor is.
My boots are soaked, Gerald. Can we just go back to the tavern? Just a little further, mice.
The bounty is right here.
Dust on the stone and a chill in the air, dragging us down to a dark dwarven stair. Malcolm is quiet, I'm ready to leave, but you've got a trick hidden up in your sleeve.
Look at the pedestal shining and cold, silver and opal, a sight to behold. But shadows are shifting along the stone floor. Gerald, their skeletons blocking the door, clattering bones on the cavernous walls, echoes of death in the underground halls. I slide on the silver, the jewel takes the light, pushing the horde back into the night. We did it, everyone okay? Don't ever make me do that again, you idiot. My head, what is that pulse? My head, what is that pulse? The ink, the claw, the ray! Black shadow creeping right over my skin. Where does the man end and monster begin? Where does the man end and monster begin? My fingers are stretching to talons of night. Macy, Malcolm, run from the light. Snap the bone, drink the red. A flash of the cavern, a shatter of bone. Holding her body, I'm standing alone. The blood on the silver, the blood on my hand. A nightmare I didn't command.
I'm sorry. Whoever you are, help me or kill me. Just make it stop.
A shadow against the sun, the blade coming down. Help me. Waking in the water, but the blood won't wash away. Ghost of my family standing in the gray. Sitting in the tavern, staring at the floor. The monster in the mirror isn't sleeping anymore. The silver holds a sickness, a curse upon the band.
The silver holds a sickness, a curse upon the band. But I can keep it quiet, I can hold your hand. Follow me, wander it. We have to walk the land.
Following her footsteps, my head is bowing low, across the fairy waters where the dead crops grow. She listens to the dirt, she feels the rotting root.
The soil is crying, Gerald, the poison bears a fruit. We camp beneath the stone, she doesn't close her eyes.
Watching the blackness where the ancient forest lies, I close my eyes to sleep. From the rock, a terror in the night, inky black corruption and the eyes of bloody light. A massive beast of ruin, lunging for the kill. I'm reaching for the firewood. frozen in the chill. Rise from the soil, break through the stone. She's pulling up the earth like it's made of broken bone. Striking at the belly of the dark infected Lord. Pillars of stone, a glowing holy sword. Striking at the belly of the dark infected Lord.
Rest now, little brother, your pain is at an end. The creature hits the spikes, the breathing fades away. I brought this to the forest, I brought the dying day. The bracer is a puzzle, but you are not the cause. There is a shadow pulling at the universal laws.
I seal the stone around us, I build the earthen wall. We travel to my forest, and we will stop the fall. I feel the land's infection.
I will end it all.
Just the deer, the water.
Just the deer, the water, and the woods. It's quiet here.
Rest your weary bones. Let the forest grow.
Under the canopy, shadows and green.
Statue of justice, washing it clean.
Trickle of water down to the stone.
Sitting in the vines, finally alone.
Wash away the road. Wash away the dust. A little twig creature
Stepping in the light, looking at the fruit. Here, take a bite.
ooh, peaceful and still.
Safe on the hill.
Breathe in the moss, breathe out the dust. A quiet little moment, a quiet little trust. Breathe in the moss, breathe out the dust. A quiet little moment, a quiet little trust.
I could stay here a while. Sleep, wanderer.
Drink the dark from the pearl, let the forest uncurl. She takes in the sickness, but the silver remains.
A heavy, cold curse in the pulse of my veins.
The water is still and the ritual done.
But shadows are blocking the light of the sun. 5 in the doorway, blocking the path. A crown made of candles, weeping with wrath. The crimson is melting and staining the wood where the silent protectors of the forest once stood.
The wrath of the river is finally spoken. A ring of the water, a razor of glass. The magic is flying, she dances between the deadliest beauty that I've ever seen. I reach for the iron, the axe from the floor, and bury the weight in the beast by the door.
Look at the brave warden. Look at your helpless little lamb, waiting for the slaughter. Touch him and you breathe your last.
The flash of the blade, the cold on my skin, the room spinning sideways, the darkness floods in. I'm falling away, but a tug in my chest is pulling me out of the endless rest.
A flash in the blurry, on blinding of gold. A warden of armor from stories of old. She smiles through the ruin, the steel in her heart, and shatters the earth, tearing my world apart. Go deep in the dark, find the moons, find the light. Dirt in my lungs, I see the sky through the roots.
The pink and the blue.
Dirt in my teeth, iron and rust, buried in the dust, breathing the dust. Quinn, you were the fire, now I'm just watching the sky through the wire, the pink and the blue. Listen to the sky, to the story of old. Aurelio's rises in fire and gold. He reaches for Sayrine, the green and the bright, two spirits entwined in the warmth of the light. But Jeremiah watches from out of the dark, obsidian brother, resenting the spark. Through the splintered wood I see the glow, while the Ridios wanders the forest below, looking for Silas, the soul tide of pink before it pushes the world to the brink. One brother is golden, one brother is green, but the third is a shadow that creeps on the scene. Silas is drifting, Amara is cold, the heavenly harmony broken and sold by Jeremiah's envy, by Jeremiah's hand. The void is awake in the beautiful land. He hated the sun, so he reached for the blue. He shattered the orbit and broke it in two. He shattered the orbit and broke it in two. Now a mare is distant, and as your ghost in the obsidian ghost in the obsidian brother has lost what he loved the most. Roots in my vision, the pink and the blue, the wanderer's story, starting anew. The sun is swallowed by the twisting wood. The shadows are hunting where the ancient tree stood. A chittering hunger is climbing the spine, glowing wide eyes in the back of my mind. They leap from the canopy, crossing the gap, closing the jaws on the demonic trap. The forest is spinning, the canopy bites. I'm falling to earth in the teeth of the night.
A heartbeat of gold, a blinding release. The shadow is burned into ashes and peace.
Days turn to dirt in the belly of the wild, starving and lost like a wandering child. A ruined old farm in the overgrown green, the quietest sorrow that I've ever seen. I fall to my knees in the dirt and the mud, biting a root just to keep up the blood. An old farmer inside, sleeping in the dust, his family waiting beneath the cold crust. I dug out the earth, I laid him to rest, left a crude marker of stone on his chest. Hello, wanderer, put down the blade. I'm a friend of the woman who died in the glade. A tap on the timber, a voice in the grave. The elf from the tavern has found me today. I walked with the warden, I know of the price. I know that the sickness is rolling the dice. My name is Finn, put them know of the price. I know that the sickness is rolling the dice. There is a council at the mountain of flat. We follow the road to where the answers are at. He listens to the blood, he doesn't walk away. He points to the spire at the end of the day. Come on, Gerald, we have a long walk ahead. The mountain lost its head to the sky, where the steel cables stretch and the ravens fly. Malcolm and Macy, the price I have paid for a mirror bright arm and a soul in the shade. In the belly of the mountain where the dwarves all sleep, the secrets of the warden are buried so deep.
Esther steers the boat through the glowing blue, where the manta rays hunt for someone new. A smothering shadow from the ceilings hide in the bioluminescent ghostly light. But I watch the path from the glass of the spark of a goddess, a dying fire. Over the chasm, under the spire, the soul of the warden is a dying fire. One fragment of opal, the war of the wardens has only begun. Wait for the rebirth, wait for the glass, watch as the shadows of memories pass. Over the chasm, under the spire, the soul of the warden is a dying fire. One fragment of opal, the war of the wardens has only begun. Wait for the rebirth, wait for the glass, watch as the shadows of memories pass. Void is a whisper, a cold empty tune, pulling the threads of a newfound room. The void is listening, The silver spire looks down so cold, whispering the stories that they shouldn't have told. They grabbed their children, pulled them from the street, looking at the shadows pooling at my feet. Skin of midnight, hair of burning red. I'm the living nightmare hiding in their head. They cast me to the dark where they think I belong, but they don't know the dark is where I sing my song.
Come on down, the hearth is burning bright. You're welcome in the mountain, little spark of the night.
Yeah, hand me the ore, let the neon pour. I've got the twisted winding rivers and a whole lot more. The water is electric, a bioluminescent dream. There's magic in the ripples of the underground stream. See the glowing fishes swimming by the boat. I'm the brightest little captain that's ever stayed afloat. Oh, the living dark is a kaleidoscope of light. I've got ink in my eyes, but my future is so bright. Let the elves keep the spire and their cold high towers. We are riding through the caves in the midnight hours.
Esther, please sit back down. You're gonna fall overboard.
Oh, Gerald, don't you worry, I'm just catching the breeze. I can steer this little vessel with my absolute ease. Watch the manta rays leap, watch the cavern walls gleam. We are riding on the current of a neon stream. I'll find out what happened to the grove and the green. I'll be the greatest darkling that the fold has ever seen. Oh, the living dark is a kaleidoscope of light. I've got ink in my eyes, but my future is so bright. Let the elves keep the spire and their cold high towers. We are riding through the caves in the midnight hours. Hold on tight. Next stop, adventure!
Ah, yes, chapter 4, no, chapter 9. The roots are rotting, but the weather is fine. I had a name once, I think it started with, oh, another bubble.
Pink gummy clouds from a wooden pipe. The fruit in the orchard is overripe. I sit in the rafters, I read the lines, while the black rod climbs up the ancient vines. I'm a warden of something, a forest, a tree. I wrote it all down, but the words flee from me. Tick tock, the clockwork spins. Where does the grove end and the madness begin? A mind full of holes and a book full of dust, guarding a library turning to rust. I know I'm a shield, I know I'm a wall, but I just can't remember the reason at all. A mechanical centaur kicks in the door, brass hooves stamping on my library floor. Swords and gears making such a loud sound, disturbing the peace of the hallowed ground. I don't even look up, I just raise a hand and turn him to scrap with a flick of the wand. Now, where was I? Page 72. Tick tock, the clockwork spins. Where does the grove end and the madness begin? A mind full of holes and a book full of dust, guarding a library turning to rust. Guarding a library turning to rust. I know I'm a shield, I know I'm a wall, but I just can't remember the reason at all.
The pages are blank, the ink is all gone. I'll just sit here and blow bubbles till dawn. High in the rafters, breathing the dust, resting the silver and hiding the rust.
High in the rafters, breathing the dust, resting the silver and hiding the rust. The centaur is broken, the library still, but a shadow is climbing the edge of the hill. Hello, little princeling hiding in the height. You seek a cure for the rot and the blight. I know why you're here, but you travel too late. Let me show you the faces you left to your fate. Why did you swing the blade, brother? We bled on the stone for the sins of another. We loved you so deeply, we trusted the brave. I could have been yours, but you gave me the grave. A nightmare of ash in the shape of my friends. This is the room where my sanity ends. Skip to the fountain, step to the glass. The archway is shimmering, letting us pass. Don't mind the dead, just follow the gleam. Jump in the water and wake from the dream. He laughs as we run for the island of stone, fleeing the ghost and the clatter of bone. I look to the back as I step through the door. The faces I murdered are charging the floor. Falling through the mirror, the universe bends. Where does the self stop? Where does it end? Living your trauma, drowning in yours. A hurricane blowing through memory doors. A prince in the desert, a child in the dark. The mind's melting down to a singular spark.
Was it your weakness, or was it his treason? Let the ash speak. Let the ash speak.
The sand turned to glass beneath the fire Janin's feet. 100 innocent souls left as meat in the heat. The elven king wore a crown of silver and lies. He laid us out as bait beneath the blazing skies. He drew the demons in, he sprung the royal trap, and wiped my entire village right off the map. He got his victory, he won the desert war, and left us to the horrors crawling through the door. He left you to burn, he left them to bleed. I watched my father fall, I heard my siblings scream. The fire djinn laughed, they carved the magic in my veins. Nothing left of who I was except the heavy chains. Is it my own mind talking, or the shadow in the deep? I am the truth you keep, an ethereal hum when I'm trying to sleep. Make the desert weep. make the desert weep. The king of the desert, he sits on a throne, while I walk the fold with a heart made of bone. They call me a monster, they call me a blight, but I was forged in the fires of the king's own night.
Take the power, claim the revenge, let us become one. I'll take the power, I'll break the divine. Every drop of royal blood will pay for what is mine.
Hear me, elven king, in your palace ascend. I am the rot that will swallow your land. You left us for the fire, you left us for the dead, you left us for the dead. Now I am the shadow that is coming for your head, coming for your head. The sun is an anvil, my head is full of someone else's rain. I can't tell where my skin ends and the rot begins. I feel the king's crown pressing on my brow. I'm running from the duty that I disavow. I see the claw rising, the crimson mistake, the lives that I shattered, the vows that I break. I feel the cold glares, the weight of the dark. The forest is weeping, losing its spark. We're wearing the ghost of the worlds that we lost, counting the sand as the price of the cost. We trade the shadows for the blistering light. Strangers in the city of the endless night, hiding the faces, bearing the stain, walking the wire between mercy and pain. Water spirits flowing through the fountain's teeth, 1,000 eyes watching from the street beneath. Pull the hood lower, watch the guards stride. There's nowhere left for a prince to hide. Smoke in the back room, bitter on the tongue, where the webs of the bargain you need to tongue, where the webs of the bargain are carefully strung.
A whisper of wind in the shape of a man. I hold all the cards in the desert of sand. You want the passage, you want the way back. I have a rival you need to attack, a creature of fire, a slaver of men. Cut out his heart and I'll help you again.
It's a dead for a road, it's a target for a soul. We're doing the desert a favor, or just trading one grave for another. Keep walking, the heat doesn't care. Heavy is the iron, dragging through the heat, walking to the rhythm of 1,000 broken feet. A shadow in the canyon, hidden from the sky, where the silent watchers let the living slowly die. A palace in the mountain, a monument of bone, built upon the backs of those who bleed upon the stone. We walk into the belly We play a dangerous game, hunting for the ember without knowing its true name. The air is thick with shisha, a haze of heavy gold. A sovereign in the center, arrogant and cold. He wears a human face, but the eyes are burning bright. The trap is sprung, the snare is pulling tight. Welcome to the needle, travels of the thread, walking in the shadows where the foolish end up dead. The walls are closing in, my viper's on the prowl. Tell me why the sheep have wandered right into the howl. Oh, the patterns on these rugs are absolutely divine. So, are we slitting throats today, or are we staying for wine? A laugh breaks the silence, and the mountain starts to spin. The desert comes alive inside the earthy half-jaw. The stone becomes an ocean, a whirlpool in the floor. Drowning in the dirt behind a suffocating door. Drone in the dark, let the desert drink. We're wrestling the current, we're swinging in the deep. I pull them from the throne and put the golden eyes to sleep. The magic falls apart, the swirling sands retreat. The cowardly surrender in the chaos of defeat. The cowardly surrender in the chaos of defeat. Shatter all the collars, walk into the light. Leading out the innocent, returning from the night. But stepping through the city with the rescued in our wake. The guards begin to stare, the heavy pillars shake. They see the royal blood. My father has the scent. Protect the ones we freed. Gerald grabbed the package. We climb the mountain tonight. The spire pierces the gut of the rock. Tiered levels fall to the deep. Above the dust where the dwarves live, a silver point keeps the secrets of sleep. We stand in the circle of glass and gold, a mercenary shadow on a spire so high.
Stain colors fracture and lean from the ledge. An angelic giant with wings of the forge. She peels from the window, three-dimensional light, floating by the radiance, the shift of the hue. But one of honor is wiggling his toes. He stares at his boots, a cloud in his eyes, unaware of the deity that everyone knows. The counselor's face is a shimmer of glass. She holds out her hands to the one in the fog.
Oh, my old friend, look at what the rot has done. A captive of shadows, a mind in the bog. Aren't you a fragile looking thing? He laughs at the shimmer and reaches for space. She touches his temple and light breaks the snare, shining the memory back into his face. The glass is moving, the colors they swirl. Memory returns like a storm in the mind. He is lost in the fog and the fracture of years, searching for something he's trying to find. The fog is lifting, the static is gone. The battle is over, the war can move on.
Tears run like rain down a glass-colored cheek. The magic is silent, the wizard is weak. The world is too loud and the memory too deep. I missed you, sister.
This silver bracer, the glowing opal trapped inside it. It feels like a fire in my veins. buried in the wrist, a mirror shining bright, holding on to fragments of a goddess in the night, holding on to fragments of a goddess in the night.
Every time the jewel hums, I feel my spirit fray, burning up the mortal man, stripping him away.
She pulled me through the crushing earth, she saved my dying breath, but now the gift she gave to me is slowly pulling death. Mortal flesh is fragile glass, it cannot hold the sea. You carry the divine inside where it was not meant to be. Her soul is just an echo, now a whisper in the stone, but the magic is too heavy for a cage of mortal bone.
Tick tock, the opal glows, the pressure starts to rise. I see the burning of the soul behind my weary eyes. You cannot hold the heavens in a vessel made of earth. You have to find the anchor for the quiet of rebirth. Tick tock, the silver skin is burning from the inside. Nowhere left to hide.
Run, my chest is getting tighter, the shadows closing in. I'm fighting off the darkness where the memories begin. Malcolm's ghost is watching, Macy's blood is on the floor.
Malcolm's ghost is watching, Macy's blood is on the floor. I can't let Quinn's fire fade behind a locked door.
I have to make the journey, I have to walk the miles, before the burning takes me to the end of the trials. The clock is moving faster, now the mortal cup will break. Return her to the forest for the fallen warden's sake.
Tick tock, the opal glows, the pressure starts to rise. I see the burning of the soul behind my weary eyes. You cannot hold the heavens in a vessel made of earth. You have to find the anchor for the quiet of rebirth. Tick tock, the silver skin is burning from the inside. Nowhere left to hide.
I'll get you home, Quinn, I promise. Trust.
Trust.
The force is breathing the words of the dead. Finn draws the silver, the wizard holds the flame, but the shadows are whispering a different name. Yes, whispering a different name. The canopy cracks and the branches descend, whipping the soldiers where the pathways bend. The tree that once caught me in a playful snare now wears a skull and a hollow glare. Terrifying faces in the jagged wood, doing the things that no nature should. Wide eyes longing from the thicket's floor. Demons of the shadow want a little more. They want a little more. They want a little more. Mercenaries falling to the root and the claw, pushed to the limit of the warden's law. We break the line to the dome of vines, where the dark corruption finally aligns. The holes in the wall from the battle before lead us inside to the center of the floor.
Shadows cling to the trees like rot. Skeletal remains in a root-bound knot. Into the dome where the vines are torn, a black hunger is being born. Eyes of a monster, eyes of a monster, pits in the wood. We did the killing where we once stood. The ritual bleeds on desecrated ground. 5 dark voices, a hollow sound. Magic swirls in the emerald haze, while purple and black ignite the blaze. The inky egg on the altar sits, waiting for the void's final bits.
Come and join us in the dark. Leave your soul and leave your mark. Malcolm walks where the light has fled, counting the heartbeats of the dead.
I'm dancing in the hollow, where the winter shadows follow. A sweet embrace for the broken skin. Let the dark bring magic in.
The dagger finds the inky shell. A god is called from a deeper hell. 12 feet of armor, bladed deep. From a blacker void where shadows sleep, the great sword manifests in the light. The end of days is bathed in night. Twin shadows dance where sunlight died. Where sunlight died. Cold steel against a hollow chest. Why must I put your ghost to rest? The mage laughs through a blinding scar. A blinding scar. Green fire bleeds and shadows jar. Malcolm's eyes are black and white. Black and white. Watch the egg, watch the shell turn black. There is no way to take them back. Thin the rattle, the vines are awake. How much more can the broken heart take? Inky veins in the hallowed stone. Darkness claiming the blood and bone. Darkness claiming the blood and bone. Warden crawls a mountain of night, malformed and broken, a terrible sight. A great sword dripping with obsidian rot. He is the consequence of the battles we fought. Limping on shadows, a king of the mud, smelling of sulfur and our own kin's blood. Get out! The dome is falling down. Get out! The warden wears a thorny crown. Leave the friends you could not save. Leave the mage who dug our grave. Esther, run! The floor is ink. Esther, run! We're standing on the very brink. Maisie, I'm so sorry. Ooh, Malcolm. The ink takes everything. Then it takes everything.
toll the debt is finally paid, but look upon the beast that the ritual made. A violet glow erupts behind the iron blade. The warden wakes before the turning of the gate. She drops to all fours, the bone begins to snap. New joints unfolding in the shadows I see trap. The skin is slowing off like mud upon the rain. The armor is a cage for a sluggish shifting pain. She tries to raise the sword, but the arm is far too slow. Lurching through the dome with a heavy broken go. Lies like white smoke, burning through the mist. A horned visage, born from a dark and bloody twist. Finn is in the air, the wizard locks the chain. Esther climbs the back, ignoring all the strain. Macy lungs out, a phantom in the fray. Don't kill her, I scream, keep the blade away. The heart is the target, cut the purple line. And the dying god before the stars align. But I am on the side, I'm kneeling in the dust. My blade is in the friend I swore I'd never trust. The dome is crashing down, the battle lost to time. The heavy cost of blood, the ending of the rhyme. I pull him to my chest, the cold is seeping through. I gave him what I had, go save her from the dead. Look at the family you made. Look at the blood on your blade. Strike them down, Gerald. Break your own heart. Cold wind blowing through the broken trees got me begging on my rotting knees. Look at my face, look at the blood you drew. You wouldn't kill me again, would you? I see the puppet strings, I see the ash, a twisted memory in the lightning flash. I know it's not the real you in my head, but it's no easier to bury the dead. Heavy is the silver, heavy is the cost, fighting in the ashes of the ones I lost. Every time I swing, I'm reliving the sin, tearing up the heart where the shadows begin. I'm sorry, brother. How could ya? She rushes the gap with the steel in her hand. I drop to my knees in the blood and the sand.
The dagger is falling, I'm closing my eyes. I wash away the curse of the night to bring the innocent back to the light.
The opal shatters, the golden fireflies
melting the shadow from her empty eyes. Gerald, what happened? Welcome back, Maze. The dawn is not a promise, just a change in shade. The ghost of the crown is burning in my chest. The silence of the forest is the price we paid, a fire that refuses to let the spirit rest. The vine dome cracked, letting in the gray. We carry the quiet, we carry the blame.
Dragging the memory of what was taken away, we walk from the crater and we don't speak the name. The weight is not the armor, like an ember in the frost. The weight is not the armor or the sword I had to swing.
Counting every heartbeat, measuring the cost. It's the silence where you laughed, the heavy, lonely thing. A queen dissolved into a violet haze. My hands are stained with the earth you tried to save.
Stitching a spirit through these hollow days, a quiet, bitter victory carved on a shallow grave. No warden standing, the land is wide and bare.
It's okay, brother, look, go save her from